Welcome to All Pro Football Data. My name is Jim Coburn, and today's episode we are talking about Lideatrick Griffin based on his production, athleticism, and other statistical factors. Griffin was first team All-American in 2022 and first team All-SEC in 2022 too. But stay with me to the end of the video because we are going to be looking at his production profile, athleticism profile, and other things like that to kind of see where he projected to the next level. Now, getting to his offensive market share production scores, Griffin had a 66th percentile in terms of his receiving market share production score. He was 68th percentile in his total offensive market share and 68th percentile in terms of touchdown market share. When you look at his production traits, he's decent in terms of that. Doesn't quite hit the starter averages, Pro Bowl averages, or All-Pro averages, but he also is at least above average in every single category. So that's one thing you can say that's a positive for him, is based on those factors for him. Now, when you get to his efficiency scores, this is where things were a little his yards per reception were not ideal, 30 percentile for that. His touchdown per touch was also not that great in terms of his data there, probably a little bit below 25 percentile in that area. So his efficiency as a wide receiver was just not quite what you want it to be based on his overall data here. Now, when you get to his athleticism data, this is where there are some positives for him. So in terms of his explosive lower body strength score, he had a 36 percentile explosion score, 59 percentile in terms of speed, and then 38 percentile in terms of flexibility for his size. Based on those numbers and those traits, you're pretty much hitting all the numbers that you would expect or want for a wide receiver like him to hit, based on those numbers. So he pretty much has a profile of a starting speed wide receiver, if you will. So that's a good thing to have. Now, is he elite? Is he an elite athlete? No, but at the same time, he has decent traits overall. Going to his adjusted production traits. So adjusted production is the contextual production. When you look at the context for his production, not that great. 28 percentile in terms of his age, 69 percentile in terms of his MSA rating, and 57 percentile in terms of his pass rating. When you look at it, he's pretty much close to the starter averages, but as you can clearly see, nowhere near the Pro Bowl averages or All-Pro averages at the position. And honestly, he kind of tested more like a backup than a long-term starter overall when you look at it from, all the data from that perspective. So that's just a general concern with him. Is again not elite production, didn't really have elite efficiency, and again, you're not really going to get elite outcomes unless you have those traits. Now, when you get to comparisons for him, these are all the wide receivers that compared to Griffin based on his data. He had a guy like Anthony Miller on there, who is interesting from that kind of perspective, but for the most part, it's just a bunch of backups. It's just a bunch of backups here. So that's kind of what you're looking at with Griffin based on his overall production traits. Now, getting to his outlook. Griffin profiles, again, as a backup to outlier starter long term. His biggest weakness is his age and overall production traits. Griffin does not have the baseline data traits to make it as an NFL starter. However, most wide receivers with this profile tend to underperform their status if they're taken early. So I don't really know how teams really view Griffin in terms of him in this particular draft class. I know this is a very strong wide receiver class, but you're always going to have that odd duck team every once in a while. And I think if he was to be taken, say, day 2, that's way too high. If he was taken day 3, it depends on where he's taken day 3 in many ways. And if he's taken kind of late round area, 6th, 7th round, I think it's okay. I think there is some baked in positives for him, especially as a returner. I think there's some positives there, as a punt returner, kick returner. But that is how Griffin tested as a wide receiver. I think you're looking at a guy who mainly kind of profiles as a backup, but I think there's a lot of positives to him, and I'm very excited to see where he ends up and kind of where he goes long term, because there are a lot of positives to him based on his data profile. With all this stuff out of the way, here's some more videos for you guys to watch right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Jim Coburn. You can check out my other work at Draft Coburn well, actually, no, excuse me, at patreon.com/jcoburn. Also, check out my Twitter page, which is at Geometrics. And again, check out my other videos on the channel. And I appreciate all the stuff you guys do. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.